PlayStation 5, it's just better than Xbox. It's crushing it. Xbox sucks. Why do you buy an Xbox? This is the kind of tone that I get from the media frequently when it comes to Xbox coverage, which is really interesting. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't exist going the other way towards PlayStation. And sure, it exists somewhere, I think, going the other way, primarily from individuals. I don't think you have collective journalistic, like it doesn't seem to be coming from mainstream journalism as much as individuals going the other way than it does the Xbox sucks way, right? That seems to very much be coming from sites, and there's this like superiority factor that I find that comes from, and it might be my own personal bias here, but it feels like there's this superiority factor that comes from people who just like to take a crap all over Xbox. Is this headline accurate? Yeah, technically, but it doesn't tell the complete story. PlayStation 5 is crushing it. But so is Xbox. Xbox is crushing it as well. Gaming is at an all-time high in popularity, in revenue. Both, at least Xbox, I believe, is outpacing the sales of the Xbox One. PlayStation 5, I don't think actually is, which means that Xbox has closed the gap, right? The Xbox One, I would say, is Xbox's worst console generation. I don't think, is that under dispute? We have the Xbox 360. Was it bad? No, the Xbox 360 absolutely crushed it. Its best console generation. The Xbox, it was just starting, also a solid generation. I would say the Xbox Series X at this point is way better than the Xbox One generation, and only going to get better with games like Starfield coming here in the future. We got a new Forza that's on the way here. We've got Fable that's been announced. So, yeah, I think the Xbox One generation is the worst Xbox generation. I don't think that's up for dispute. So, real quick, some highlights from this article. This is from GameRant.com. The PlayStation 5 is currently outselling Microsoft's Xbox Series X roughly 2-1 and S. Despite supply shortages during the COVID-19 pandemic, the sales of the PS5 have picked up steadily, and 2023 has been the most profitable year for the console so far. Well done, PlayStation 5. Congratulations. Let's come down right here. So Sony recently announced that it has sold 40 million PlayStation 5 consoles as of July 16th. The PlayStation 5 has crossed this sales threshold at a slower rate than the PlayStation 4 did, and that the new system is still trailing behind its predecessor by about 1 million units. Still, reports indicate that the PlayStation 5 is outselling Microsoft's Xbox Series X and S by roughly 2-1 due to recent claims that Microsoft consoles have reached over 21 million users since their launch in 2020. Now, there's a couple things left out of there. Xbox is outpacing the Xbox One. There's no question. Also, Xbox has shifted its strategy. Its long-term strategy is not consoles. Its long-term strategy is Game Pass. Now, having said that, most people that have a console are going to have Game Pass. I mean, that's just a reality. So it is indicative a little bit of it. Microsoft attorneys have admitted that the PlayStation 5 is outselling Xbox's Series X and S consoles during recent hearings surrounding Microsoft's planned buyout of Activision Blizzard. Xbox isn't to be discounted, though, as Microsoft's gaming division has reported a 1% increase in quarterly sales over the past few months, and Xbox head Phil Spencer has assured industry observers that his company is sticking to its current business plans because it's the correct move. It's the future. I don't understand gamers that are like, I really don't. And you might be one of these gamers, so please, if you are, explain to me in the comments below. I don't understand gamers that are like, nope, streaming is not the way forward. And then you ask them, well, how do you listen to your music? Oh, I subscribe to Spotify or Apple Music. How do you watch movies? Oh, Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max. Those are my main subscribers. Interesting. So every other form of entertainment in your life, you're okay with a streaming service that you pay monthly to get access to all of these shows and entertainment and movies and music, but not gaming. Interesting. Oh, it's different. How? Gaming is just entertainment. Streaming is the future. It really is. So well done, Xbox and Phil Spencer, for sticking that. GameRant concludes here. Still, current statistics indicate that the PlayStation 5 is selling at double the rate of its Xbox competitors, which is a promising sign for Sony and a troubling omen for Microsoft as it prepares to bolster its gaming division with franchises from Activision Blizzard. Once again, okay, here we go. What is the number one selling game on PlayStation? I believe it's Call of Duty, correct? Now Microsoft owns that. So do they need to sell consoles in this part of their gaming division? Answer no. How about Minecraft? Where do you think Minecraft ranks on PlayStation? I believe it's top 10 of most played games on PlayStation. Again, a Microsoft owned game, developer, publisher. Does it need to sell consoles there? So there's more to it than meets the eyes. I mean, PlayStation's crushing it, absolutely. But let's actually take a look at what the Xbox financials are here. This is from Windows Central. The headline here is Xbox Q4 gaming revenue from 2023 increased 1% year over year. This is fiscal year 2023. Here's what the article says. Microsoft shared its financial results for the fiscal year 23 Q4 period ending June 30th, 2023, revealing that gaming revenue is up 1% year over year. Excellent. Or $36 million in total. Xbox content and service revenue is up 5%, way up 5%, driven by growth in third-party content and Xbox Game Pass. Interesting. This offset a decline in Xbox hardware revenue, which was down 13%. So your hardware is down, but both software is up. Very interesting. Almost as if that's Xbox's strategy. This is an improved result compared to the prior quarter. In Q3, Xbox gaming revenue was down 4% year over year, while Xbox hardware revenue was down 30%. So even though both are down, it's up compared to the previous quarter. Again, interesting. So, I definitely think, I mean, it's just interesting to get more of the story here, right? Because headlines make things seem so hopeless. And is PlayStation 5 crushing it? Yes. Before people in comments are like, well, you're just mad. PlayStation 5. Yes, PlayStation is great. Has great games. It's absolutely crushing it. But that doesn't mean that Xbox is also not crushing it as well. So on more of that, on Xbox news, speaking of crushing it, Microsoft, you can now buy through Venmo. How many people use Venmo out there? Raise of hands. I do. It's great. You got to pay someone, to pay a buddy. I don't have cash. Venmo then, baby. I use Venmo and Apple Pay mostly through both of those. Well, guess what? Now you can use Venmo to pay Xbox for some games. That's right. Microsoft is allowing Xbox owners in the U.S. to use Venmo as a payment option for games, movies, TV shows, and apps from the Xbox store. The new Venmo option can even be used for Xbox Game Pass subscription with the ability to split payments. So you can split payments, split them up, pay off over time. I love it. I mean, this is huge news. It's not huge, but this is consequential news. Having more options to buy your games in a digital age is always good. And I absolutely love this. Venmo is huge. And I think this is only good. This is only going to make games and gaming on Xbox, whether it's Game Pass or buying the game outright, more accessible to more people. Especially, I would imagine, younger generation probably uses Venmo even more. I would be curious at what the demographics of Venmo is, actually. Let me know in the comments below. Do you use Venmo? Will you use Venmo to play games? Let me know there. I'd be very curious. And with that brings us to our last story of the day, and that is over at purexbox.com. Xbox Games with Gold for August has announced, and this is the final batch of Games with Gold ever. We must say adieu. Actually, not adieu. We're just saying farewell. Adieu means, like, we'll see you again. Farewell means it's over. It's over, Games with Gold. And so the last two games are Blue Fire and Inertial Drift. So go get those right now. It's your last chance to get Games with Gold if you're an Xbox Live subscriber. It was cool. I remember, so I do an Xbox podcast, and I remember this was a main part of our show, or, our early on in Xbox when this was first announced, Games with Gold, where Games with Gold are we getting, and it was kind of a big deal, and I would make sure to go over and download it. I have not done that since Game Pass has come out. And so I think Game Pass Core is just a better value. I think Games with Gold was cool while it lasted. It was a next step, but we've moved on. We've moved on to something bigger, better, hotter, and that's Game Pass and Game Pass Core. And so Game Pass, or Games with Gold, rather, it's been real. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you get these last one. It's kind of historic. I might actually just download them to say that I downloaded the last games available with Games with Gold. I'd love to know what you guys think, though. Will you miss Games with Gold? Have you still been utilizing it? Let me know in the comments below there. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We cover Xbox stuff, news, details right here on this channel each and every single day. If you like what I'm doing here, if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you next time.